Guys, we are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So fans are accusing the king of rap, Kung Fu Kenny, of copying Nicki Minaj in his collaboration with Playboi Carti called Good Credit. People are saying that he's channeling his inner Roman. He is basically taking Nicki Minaj's flow and how, he sounds so animated in the record. My whole thing is this. I think people don't realize that Kung Fu Kenny has always been animated. I don't think people that are new, okay, now if you've been a fan of Kung Fu Kenny, you would know this, but if you just started listening to Kung Fu Kenny because of Not Like Us and Damn and Good Kid, Mad City, he's always been animated. I don't understand, okay? Nicki Minaj is not the only rapper in the world that is animated. Now, she has popularized it. She made it popular to be animated in your records, but Kung Fu Kenny's been doing that since 2010. Let's be very clear. If you have not listened to his older music, you might want to go back and listen, okay? So he's always been animated. I don't think he was trying to copy Nicki Minaj, okay? Just because he was laughing and then he switched his flow in the middle of song, I don't feel like he was trying to copy or take Nicki Minaj's Roman. To me, I feel like the reason why Roman is so lethal is because Roman sounds like a man, okay? Like, when she refers to Roman, she says he. Roman sounds like something what a man would say. If you ever listen to Roman's Revenge, I noticed Nicki's voice gets deeper when she gets in her Roman bag. She needs to bring Roman back. Now, with that being said, I do believe Doechii copies Nicki Minaj, okay? Because a few years ago, Doechii wasn't as animated as she is now in records, okay? And I think it's because of her mainstream success. I don't think she's doing it to get underneath Nicki Minaj's skin, but I think that she wants to attract the barbs in a certain fan base, so that's why she's being animated. Before, she used to just rap and sing, but now she's like Roman. Now, moving on from that, Payola Board ranks Cardi B as the 27th top female artist of the 21st century. I personally don't even think she's top 50. How can she be the top 30 when she don't even have a full discography? She only got one album, okay? Maybe, they ranked her high because Lauryn Hill only got one album, but people consider Lauryn Hill to be an icon, and people do like Invasions of the Facelift. Now, Onika has officially been ranked at number 16 for the biggest female artist of the 21st century by Payola Board. She's the number one rapper, okay? Which makes sense. I mean, who else would be number one? She is the queen of rap, so. Now, moving on from that, Doja Cat has been named the 24th biggest female artist of the 21st century by Payola Board. She beats out Cardi B. They said that Doja Cat has made the most of her 5 years as a Payola Board charting hitmaker. They said in 2019 to 2024, the rapper/singer sent 25 songs onto the Hot 100, including 8 top 10s, 2 number ones, Say So featuring Nicki Minaj in 2020, and The Town Is Dead in 2023. She also landed 8 number ones on the Payola Board's Pop Airplay chart, including 4 in 2022 alone, as she joined the chart-obsessed races and Gaga as the only woman in the chart history to tally that many in a single year. Doja Cat has also sent her 3 most recent albums into the top 10 on Payola Board's 200 album chart: Hot Pink in 2020, Planet Her in 2022, and Scarlet in 2023. So Doja Cat was ranked higher on the list because she is an icon in the making. Cardi B is not. And on top of that, she has more than one album. Also, she's not an industry plant like Cardi B. Okay, so she's probably more respected in the industry than Cardi B. Not only that, though, Doja Cat unfortunately lost all her categories that she was nominated in for the HILAR0US in 2025. She was nominated for Artist of the Year. She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve Song of the Year. And she lost Pop Song of the Year for her hit Agora Hills. I think she didn't deserve to win in any category, especially Artist of the Year. I mean, that could only be a few artists, and that was Sabrina, Big Billy, or Kung Fu Kenny. Everybody else was not Artist of the Year in 2024. You need to sit down, especially Doja Cat. Okay, because the Scarlet Deluxe flopped. She put out the Scarlet Deluxe in 2024. Only did 400 copies in per sales. So she can't be no Artist of the Year when you selling that low. And if your next album don't go number one, Doja Cat, I'm going to have to give you Donkey of the Day. Because you can't be doing billions of streams and you can't get a number one album. Okay? Then, there needs to be an investigation if you're using payola. So, no shade to Doja Cat. But her next album that she dropping this year, better go number one. That's all I gotta say. Now, moving on from that, fans are calling out Megan Thee Stallion's surgery. Fans are accusing Megan Thee Stallion of changing her face like Cardi B and getting a rhinoplasty or a nose job. Okay? Some fans are saying that, her face changed because she lost weight. Her ex, Party, who writes for Cardi B, said that she got a BBL. Okay? I believe Megan Thee Stallion got some sort of surgery on her face. I don't think that her nose would be that small compared to what it is now without surgery. I think she definitely got a tune-up. She looked good. Megan Thee Stallion is the baddest female rapper in the game. She's one of the baddest. Is her, Nicki, and Sweetie, who are the baddest female rappers in the game. Let's just call it what it is, okay? But she definitely got surgery on her face, okay? Because she wasn't the baddest before, okay? I don't think she was even top 5 before. But she became the baddest by getting the surgery, okay? And all the female rappers have gotten surgery. Doechii got surgery. I think Ice Spice is the only person that has remained somewhat natural, but the problem with Ice Spice is she was on the Ozempic. So you wasn't that natural because you couldn't lose weight organically. You had to do the Ozempic, and now you have stopped the Ozempic and gained weight back. So you're not really completely natural because you couldn't lose the weight naturally. No shade. But with that being said, Megan is top 3 in the game for female rappers. She top 3 is Nicki, Sweetie, Megan. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, moving on from that, Playboi Carti's music now is aiming for a number 1 debut on the Billboard 200 chart with an increase of 300,000 sold first week, and this does not include physicals, okay? So let me know how y'all feel about this. I don't think his album was that great, but he does have a big fan base, and he had hella A-list features on his album. So he should be doing these numbers. He had Future, The Weeknd, Kung Fu Kenny was on 3 songs. He had a record produced by Kanÿë West. Kanÿë West has been going off on him for trying to get Northwest on a song, but didn't put him on a record or took his vocals off or something of that sort. So he's been going off on Playboi Carti, but he should be doing these type of numbers with the fan base he has. So this makes sense to me. My whole thing is I don't think that this album has longevity. I think this album is going to come and go because the album wasn't that great. I give it like a 6 out of 10, and that's a stretch. Even with the Kung Fu Kenny collaborations, I didn't really care for the album as a whole, or even the Kung Fu Kenny collaborations. I skip to Kung Fu Kenny's part when they collaborate, okay? Because I don't like the way Playboi Carti raps. I don't think he's that talented. But because he opened them booty cheeks to the executives, he's getting a big push. And that's on that. Now, Halle Bailey gags the live and she drops a Gorilla Glue feature. Oh my goodness, she coming with Gorilla Glue? Let's take a listen.
his rocks off, I knock his socks off. He caught that dirty with that drum till he got locked off. Little sunshine, little thunder, little rains. I love to mix a little gas on the pain. Oh yeah. Money slip the chip, I make him pay for it. Wait for it.
To say to him, a walking lick, they trying to catch a taste. That nigga thirsty, so I put it on his face. Wait, yo.
That sound fire. Okay, I don't know what it is, but Gorilla Glue and Holly sound good together. I like the background vocals of, Holly kind of singing while Gorilla Glue is rapping. I think that is phenomenal. And it seems as though Holly got her spark back. See, this is when you dump a ain't shit ass nigga and then you start flourishing. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to flourish while she was with Doodle Garbage because he was holding her back. But see, this is what happens when you let a no good man go. You start moving to the top. So congratulations to Holly. This is a boppity bop. I definitely will be streaming. Now, Chappell Ronald McDonald, the clown, is getting called out for copying Queen Bee. I guess she's doing a country song or she's in her country music era. A lot of fans have been calling her out, saying that she's copying Queen Bee after she saw Queen Bee win Album of the Year with her country album. My whole thing with, Chappell Roan is, I don't see it. I don't get why people like her music like that. I don't think she's that great of an artist. It could be just me, but she gives Ronald McDonald, looks-wise, vocal-wise, it doesn't give what it's supposed to give. And I think that she's an artist where she's not going to be here for the next 10 years, okay? She's just, an artist that's popular now. But does she have longevity like Queen Bee? I don't think so, okay? So, do I think she was copying Queen Bee? Maybe. I think she might be influenced by Queen Bee. All artists are. But more white people get accepted into country than black people. Like, they accepted, Taylor Swift. They accepted, Post Malone. They did not accept Queen Bee, and she still won Album of the Year. So it don't really matter. Now, moving on from that, Ken the Man has been accused of throwing shade at JT. A lot of people are wondering what their beef is. Ken the Man got dropped from Devil Nation, and she put out a song called Black. And she said, walking around saying B words okay when they okay, bitch, is you? Yeah, okay. Here's my thing with Ken the Man. I don't think it's smart to be beefing with JT when you just got dropped from Devil Nation. You don't even sell no records. At least JT can chart. You don't chart at all. You need to pipe down and focus on making a hit record instead of diss records. I feel like just work in your favor. See, Champagne Thickums is getting rightfully pushed out of the industry. That's why Not Like Us was so big, because the industry is damn near tired of Champagne Thickums. JT's just getting started. So it just doesn't make sense for you to beef with JT and try to diss her on records. It's not going to have the same types of success as Kung Fu Kenny. You need to make a hit record instead of diss records. And to me, this song ain't a hit. Okay? Now, moving on from that, it looks like Doja Cat was spotted out with Whack Harlow. Interesting. Okay? Now, allegedly, they are working on music together, which is not shocking. Because I've heard that Whack Harlow been trying to work with Doja Cat for a while, but I don't know how I feel about this collaboration. I feel like Whack Harlow kind of fell off. This will benefit him more than it will Doja Cat, but let me know if you guys are excited for Doja Cat and Whack Harlow collaboration. Now, moving on from that, Kanye West has decided to expose the industry plant Cardi B. He said, where Cardi B gonna be in 10 years from now? They used her. Now, didn't they collaborate with Lil Durk and do a song called Shit or something like that? Or No Shit? I forgot the name of the song because it flopped. But Cardi B was not happy about this. She says 7 years, one album, still being a topic, still being asked about my music. I'm anointed. I have a real fan base. They come and go, but the brim is still here and will stay. The brim is not still here. You low-key have been removed out of the rap conversation. And I think Kanye West knows that Cardi B was already here to replace Nicki Minaj and failed because he called her an industry plant many years ago.
Fucking Cardi B was over there. Cardi B is a plant by the Illuminati. She don't write her raps. She's just there to like sound as ignorant as possible, and then make songs like "fuck him" and you get some money. Yeah. You know, she was literally replaced, you know, Nicki Minaj purposely. That they put her there, and now she doesn't know what to do.
Now, even though Kanye West, he tells some truths and some lies, he do lie a lot. I do feel like it's unnecessary to just randomly bring people up on social media. That's me though. Now, moving on from that, Doechii alligator bites never heal, aiming for a top 10 on the Billboard 200 for the first time ever, with 44,000 units this week sold via Hits Daily Double. So congratulations to Doechii. I think Nissan Altima is my favorite song. I know other people like other records on the album, but Nissan Altima, I feel like that should have been a main single in my opinion. Now, moving on from that, Kanye West goes after Camel Face and Queen Bee. He tweeted and deleted, wait, has anyone ever seen Camel Face and Queen Bee's younger kids? They are slow. No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having slow children is a choice, okay? Well, Kanye West, you will be receiving Donkey of the Day. First of all, children should be off limits. You wouldn't like if somebody was talking about your younger children. Let's be very clear. Or your hoe-ass wife. And Blue Ivy and Rumi are very smart. They are not slow. So you need to publicly apologize to Queen Bee and Camel Face for saying that. Your information is wrong. Okay? Rumi and Blue Ivy, very smart. So I don't know what you're talking about. Rumi was just spotted at the Super Bowl. So I don't know what you're talking about. Talking about, have you seen Queen Bee's younger children? You don't need to see them. Okay? Queen Bee is taking care of her children. Why do you got to be in the public eye? Blue is supposed to be next up to replace Queen Bee. That's why she's in the public eye. Not Rumi or Sëcr. So you need to mind your business and stop talking about children. You wouldn't like if somebody was talking about East Coast or whatever your child's name is. You need to stop talking about people. You're such an attention seeker. And I'll be honest with you. I don't see you making it past 2027. Okay? You done burnt too many bridges. I can't see you making it past 2027. Wouldn't be shocked if you got taken out. Your mouth is just too big and too reckless. It's unsafe for the industry to keep you around, to be quite honest. Now, moving on from that, Jess with the mess, Jess Hilarious from The Breakfast Club, went off on L0RÄN, who is the alleged fourth person host on The Breakfast Club, okay? Now, if you've been on my Patreon, I already broke down this exclusive on Patreon. Link in description. And with that being said, this is what Jess Hilarious had to say.
I've called and I've asked many times. That's what I got told. She's a producer. Oh, okay, cool. So I ain't asked no more. She's only on my segment. So I'm like, all right. I'm putting shit together. Because that's what I do. I put shit together. All right, here we go. So Shorty must about to be on the show. That's exactly what I put in my fucking head before anybody decided to come and tell me again. So I did another round of asking, all right, what are we doing? All right, well, we've always, this is the boss. We've always considered having a fourth seat. Well, when the fuck was y'all gonna tell me that? I'm on air. She overtalks. She's over-talking me. Lauren knows she does this shit. Whatever. I've told her about this shit many a times. You know, she over-talks me. I'm like, yo, shut up. All right? Or hush, be quiet. Yeah, that clip that y'all saw. Yes, shut up. Be quiet. Charlamagne texts me and he says, yo, don't tell her be quiet. you tell her shut up. Play into that narrative of y'all beefing, y'all not liking each other. Why the fuck would we do that? But I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. She cool with it, I'm cool with it, because I'm not a be quiet type of bitch anyway. I am a shut up type of bitch. Ask my kids, right? Even the 7-month-old, ask her. So then I asked again, I'm like, all right, so she's gonna be the 4th host. That's what it is.
So a lot of fans are speculating that Jess Hilarious has gotten fired from the Breakfast Club or basically replaced. Now, if y'all been on my Patreon, y'all know what's really going on behind the scenes with Jess with the mess. But here's the thing. Jess Hilarious, she gotta work for herself. She can't really work with other people or for a company because she doesn't have that personality to be like a yes man. Okay. And when you do those type of jobs, especially in radio, you have to be a yes man. Okay. Like Angela Yee, she was a yes man for many years. She let Charlemagne and DJ Envy talk to her any type of way. Okay. She had no backbone. L0Rjourdn is like that, where she is very professional. I'm not saying that she's a terrible host. She's very professional and she does great at her job, but she's not as outspoken as Jess Hilarious. And Jess Hilarious has a bigger personality, but she may not be as much of a professional journalist as L0Rjourdn. She would have to kind of work for herself, okay? Do her own type of show versus working for the Breakfast Club, because they're going to go after women that are the yes men, okay? That don't have too much personality, that won't outshine Charlemagne, because DJ Envy is boring. So, Angela Yee, she was perfect for that job. So I suggest Jess Hilarious finish out her contract and move on and do her own show on YouTube or something like that. But anyway, let me know how y'all feel about it. I got some very hot tea on Patreon, especially about this situation on Patreon. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.